What we did was take some distilled water and placed all of our seeds in that distilled water. And today we came back the next day, and basically what you can see here is all of those little seeds have started to sprout tiny little tails, pretty much. You can see it coming out of the seed right there. Some of the seeds have sunk to the bottom, which that's normal. And a lot of those seeds that did sink to the bottom, as you can see, let's see, there we go, you can see a few in there. Those have those little white tails coming out as well. Now what that little white tail is, that's essentially the first part of the root. So that's the initial root that's coming out, right? So now what we're going to do with these seeds is we're going to dump the water out, pull the seeds out, and get these seeds planted into their planting medium, right? And we are going to use rock wool for this particular example. Now, you do have to prep rock wool first, and there are actually a couple of the videos that we have about prepping rock wool. So just go ahead and follow those directions. Essentially, we're going to just soak our rock wool cubes in water that has been pH'd to 5.5. We're going to soak those for a bit and then kind of drain those out, and we're going to pop these seeds right into there, and we'll get into that in just a second here. So we have soaked our seeds, and they've got the little tip of the root popping out, and now we have to get our seeds. We can either pick them out by hand or pull them out however you want, but I like to use a little strainer. So I'm basically just going to take a strainer and just very gently dump the water out and catch all of the seeds. And give this a little tap to get all the seeds out. And now that we've got all our seeds out, they are very easy for us to grab. Now do keep in mind that these are very delicate. You do not want to break the root, so be very careful when you're handling these. But we got them all out, and that's why I kind of like to use this little screen so I don't have to handle them very much. And now we will move on to planting them in our rock wool cubes. And do keep in mind that you can plant these in basically any growing medium you want. I wouldn't recommend going right into Hydroton or something, like little pebbles. I would not recommend doing that. I would start in rock wool or a rapid rooter or some kind of rooting plug. That's usually the easiest. But if you are going soil or soilless mix, you can also just get a little pot, poke a hole